I suppose I was wondering whether artists creating self-portraits are hoping to reveal their qualities, but also, maybe not consciously, but perhaps subconsciously, hoping to conceal their deficiencies.
And sometimes somebody else is going to see something in you. You think it's a deficiency and somebody thinks it's really good. Whatever you reveal, it's not fixed. It's going to be different to everybody that looks at that picture.
Going back to Van Dyck's day, I think it was very much more important that they presented the right kind of image, perhaps the regal image, the important man-woman situation, whereas times have moved on. A lot of artists now really enjoy putting forward a quirky concept into self-portraits, and they really don't care what it reveals about them. It's just, in their mind, how they feel on that particular time.
We're now looking at this portrait through our sort of 21st century lens. So to us, this is quite a traditional, classic portrait. But actually, I wonder if at the time, this was quite wacky. Maybe the way he's turning or his expression or the clothes he's wearing. Perhaps at that time, this was really sort of strange and sort of comparable to how we'd look at a Damien Hirst or a Tracy Emin now, if we're looking at that same sort of celebrity artist culture.
For me, it throws up the problem of what does the portrait convey, and I feel that the only thing that it can convey is the shell. You have absolutely no way of knowing what was going on in his mind. I don't think it's an accurate reflection on the people that you're looking at.
Extremely good artists can portray an awful lot about the character, the personality, maybe even the emotional and spiritual content of somebody. So I think you can get a lot from certain self-portraits, and others, obviously, it may look like a shell, or it may say deliberately maybe something set up, and it's a little bit harder. But I think in all good self-portraits you can get an awful lot about the person.
We do have to be self-aware. How much of ourselves are we putting on to the person we're looking at? We make assumptions that person feels this or that, but maybe it's our projection.
I think a lot of the way people stood or looked or what colours were in the portrait all symbolise something. But if they're standing looking this way or looking like that, or it all meant something to the audience who were informed enough to understand what he was getting at the thing.
It almost feels like a secret. You need to kind of crack that code and figure out exactly what he was trying to say.
I see a portrait like this as being very much a commercial thing that's been thought about. He's posed for it, he's chosen what he's wearing, the frame's significant. Everything about that, to me, says this is a man of quality and ability.
To me, it feels like a painting that you paint when you're just thinking about what it means to be a painter, and that it feels quite indulgent, and it feels like maybe he picked up the paintbrush, didn't quite know what was going to happen, suddenly he started to find himself painting himself.
But I bet he didn't paint in those clothes. I bet those clothes were painted in from memory.
The value of such a beautiful painting up there is really different to the standard picture that some of my friends take hundreds of every day. It's not just the image, it's the action of painting, and it's the action of someone putting their time and effort in, and something like that is worth thousands of selfies.